My name is starRo. I'm a music producer, remixer, DJ sometimes, and I'm based in LA, born and raised in Tokyo. I'm here in Taipei to play shows and and hopefully get to work maybe some artists here. So yeah, that's why I'm in Taipei. I would say Stevie Wonder, Prince. Yeah, those greatest, Right. Okay. So I probably should start with how I get into music because my dad is a jazz pianist, and so I grew up, pretty much. I lived with the jazz music. It's the jazz has been always played in my house. My dad playing piano. So I never got into playing actual jazz, but always the soundscape of jazz is always mesmerizing me. So and then when I was younger, I got into hip hop, and then I found the Tribe Called Quest, who is probably one of the first one who makes jazz vibe or jazz sample with hip hop, and I immediately got into it. So yeah, Tribe Called Quest or like Gangstar, those pioneer who bring the jazz into the hip hop world, and that is definitely in terms of hip hop artists that those are the some of my biggest influence. Yeah. Well, I never really either planned to quit or plan to do music full time. It always has been my hobby. But then at one point there were like things like SoundCloud, where I was able to put my music online, and from there my starRo thing has been picking up, built a lot of fan base, and then I got to work with Selection, and then started getting a lot of gigs, and sometimes get to produce for a lot of people. So it's kind of just like a natural progression where at one point I was doing so much on the music that it just doesn't make sense for me to continue the day job anymore.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's a good question. But I always see myself in independent artist. And the reason why I specifically work with a major label in Japan was that's just the way the way it works in Japan. Because if you're an artist, you always have to try to make your music to be heard. So whatever the best way for your music to be heard. Global basis, now we have all the internet and all this stuff, so you don't really have to work with a major label. So I rather stick with I rather stick with independent. And then just in Japan is just how the music industry works. People still buy CDs, and people still find music through CDs. In order to release CDs, you have to kind of work with a major label. So that's the only, honestly, the reason.